Hi everyone, I am new to YouTube, so I thought I would give it a go for packing my bag to go to Everest Base Camp in a couple of weeks' time. I am going to be spending the night at Everest Base Camp once I get there, with the trekking company that I'm going with actually allows that, so I thought I would go through my packing whilst I'm doing it to make sure that I've got everything. And hopefully if you are considering doing this trip yourself, then hopefully this video will be helpful for an up-to-date 2025 version. So let's get going. Alrighty, so first things first is the pack that I'm going to be carrying. Now, I have had this backpack. It's an Osprey Talon 33 liters. I have had this backpack since about 2006 and it has been everywhere around the world with me. So it's very well worn, but obviously the new bags are going to be probably even better. But this one has got a lot of sentimental value, so it's coming with me to base camp. So as you can see, very well worn. So it's suffered a bit over the years. So I'm lining it with a pack liner. This is just the Sea to Summit 35 litre. It's the Ultra Sil, very, very lightweight. Yep, so that's the first thing that's going to be going in there. So for my day pack that I'm going to be carrying, obviously waterproof jacket, and I am packing waterproof pants because I wasn't 100% sure, but better safe than sorry. These are very, very lightweight. They're Patagonia. I got them secondhand. In fact, most of my equipment is either very old or secondhand, because there's nothing wrong with a bit of op shopping or repurposing things rather than adding more trash to the environment. So this one's a Kathmandu jacket. It's, I can't remember, it's waterproof. I don't know, I can't remember. It's got Gore-Tex lining. Very, very lightweight though, so this thing probably weighs about 250 grams, so it's next to nothing. So that's my waterproof, so that's what I'll be carrying from the get-go, and they're waterproof, so they don't need to go in the bag liner. I'm going to be carrying a down vest as well because it's going to get a bit cold. I do have my down jacket in here as well, which is the 800 fill down, I think, but they pack into themselves and they actually fold down into about that big, so that's going to be coming with me, and I will be carrying my down jacket in my day pack as well. So that's pretty much that. I've got my pack liner, self-explanatory, that will go on the outside just in case it rains, because you never really know. I have a little sitting pad as well. This is just from Alton, but it's actually insulated, so hopefully on the very cold rocks that I'm going to be sitting on, this will serve me with a purpose. It weighs next to nothing. I actually have two of these. I've got one for day-to-day stuff that I got off eBay for about $10, and this one from Alton. It's an Australian company. It's got an R value of 2, so I'll be able to use it as well to hopefully boost a little bit under my sleeping bag. So that will go in there as well, and I'll be carrying that in my day pack so that I can sit down and enjoy the views with hopefully a little bit more comfort. I have got on the outside, I've got a cooler cloth, which is obviously for the ladies, instead of carrying toilet paper for just the peas. So very helpful. I've had this now for probably 12 months, and I've taken it on the Biddleman and I took it on the Cape to Cape as well. Just handy rather than having toilet paper for every single stop. Just good for obviously having a quick bush wee if you need to, and yeah, just give it a rinse out when you get home. It's perfectly fine. And I will be carrying the emergency thing of toilet paper, and in my duffel bag I'll have obviously the proper stuff and probably buy some more in Kathmandu as well. But yeah, that's just obviously just in case, and that'll go in the top here for quick access. Hand sanitizer, self-explanatory. Have it everywhere you go. I think I've got probably about 6 of them scattered around in my gear. Tissues, very, very self-explanatory as well. just in case, because I know it's going to get cold and chilly and my nose always runs. And this one here, I carry this everywhere. It's just a little, I think it's microfiber, but it's just a towel, just when you get sweaty, just to dab your face, or even wet it and wipe the dust off if it gets very dusty. Again, very lightweight. I keep it in my pack every single trek that I go on, either a day hike or a multi-night. And it's just very helpful just to sort of clean up, wipe your face down, and yeah, just get rid of all the bits and pieces. So I think for my day pack, that's pretty much it. My first aid kit, so I have in my duffel bag, I'll have spares of stuff in here, but this is just a dry bag. It's a Caesar Summit one, but it's got obviously the first aid on the front of it, and this will go in my pack. This is probably one of the best things that I've ever purchased. I have plantar fasciitis, which I discovered last year, and instead of having a golf ball or a tennis ball or something hard to roll on, this thing weighs nothing. I got it off eBay, and literally just at the end of every day, stretch it out, lightweight, goes in my first aid kit, along with quick roll on. Sometimes your shoulders get a bit stiff, and yeah, it's always handy. It's a bit like deep heat, but it's easy application for self-application. I have the little pocket container, which has all the medications set up. So I've already got these on the go, but I also have spares that'll be going in my bag as well. But those are for grab and go. I have band-aids coming out my ears, and I've got some fixed mole. Again, I've got more of that sort of stuff. And I have a lip balm in there and a little tub of Vaseline because it's going to get dry. I also have an emergency blanket that comes with me everywhere. Normally when I take this on normal trips, I have my snake bandage with me as well, but I know I'm not going to need that over there, so I've taken that out of my first aid kit this time. So, but yes, I carry a snake bandage every single time I go out, even if it is literally just in the forest behind my house, because we have danger noodles everywhere and I don't want to get caught short. And it's always helpful as well because you might come across somebody on the way. But yes, I've taken that out. So that is my first aid kit, and that will be going again on the outside of my day pack in there. So I've also going to be carrying some food as well, just little snacks and stuff like that. So I've got Hydrolite for when we get to the tea houses, and I'm actually taking this little collapsible cup as well because that is 250 mils and it's perfect size for each sachet of Hydrolite to obviously recoup some of the lost electrolytes along the way. And taking some Carmen's protein bars with me, and yeah, what else? Yes, I got Diamox. Now I'm hoping I don't need this, but my doctor in Australia was happy to prescribe it for me, and if you are in Australia, it's actually quite cheap to buy. So these cost me $15. They're from Chemist Warehouse, and there's 100 tablets in there. You take half a tablet over 3,000 meters apparently, and take it until you return back to under 3,000 meters, which is what I've been recommended to do. So I'm hoping I don't need them, but I've got them as a just in case. But yeah, just in case you are in Australia, you can get them prescribed. Speak to your doctor. I got a checkup not that long ago just to make sure I was all good to go, and my doctor was quite happy to prescribe these, so chat to your GP. And this is all my backup medications that aren't in my day pack. So I've already put them into little bags. I've got antibiotics as well, again prescribed in my previous visit for the purpose of this trip, so speak to your GP. What else have I got? I've got Imodium for just in case. I've got paracetamol, ibuprofen, other normal prescribed medications. I've already set them aside. And what else? Yeah, so antibiotics there. I've got a week's worth just in case. I have multivitamins, which are the cream tablets, and then I have a high dose vitamin one as well, which is, they're called Armour Force over here, but you can take them for up to 10 days, and it's basically like a high dose version of vitamin C, which will hopefully try and keep me healthy. And I'm actually taking obviously multivitamins and all the good stuff before I go, so I'm in the best shape possible. Yeah, so they're going to go in my duffel, but they are my backups, so I've got them handy. And I actually found these. These are going to go in my bags as well. They're freeze dried fruit, so just for a little bit of a difference on the way. I'll probably be missing my fruit and my meat while I'm over there, because I am going vegetarian while I'm over there, at the recommendation of pretty much everybody I've spoken to and all the research that I've done. So I am going vegetarian, but I can't go without my fruit, so this is the closest I can get to it. This says it's 1.2 kilos equivalent, so it's 10 gram packs, and it weighs literally nothing, so they will be coming with me as well. So there, so that's pretty much what I'm going to carry in my day pack. I've got camera gear as well, so I'll be taking my Canon R8. This is like the hiker camera that Canon makes, so it's quite lightweight. So it's lightweight for a DSLR. I'm into my photography, and I will be doing plenty of that in the Himalayas for obvious reasons. And I'm also going to be using to record, I'm going to be using my phone, which I'm using this for, an Insta360, and a GoPro as well. So I've actually got a couple of clips designed for that. So I've got my GoPro clip that I've clipped onto my bag, and I've also got my DSLR camera holder, so again I can just grab and go without having to put my bag down every single time and pick it out. So that's the recording gear that I'll be taking in my day pack as well. So it's going to be relatively lightweight, but yeah, not too bad. So yeah, alrighty. So I think that's everything that is going in that. Probably going to weigh with water. I'm going to take a water bladder as well, which goes just into the back here, but I'll talk about that a bit later on. Cool, that's the day pack. Alrighty, so sleep. So as I mentioned before, this trip is going to be, I'm going to be staying at base camp. So normally people who do the trip only stay at the tea houses and sleep at Gorak Shep, so they sleep there one night, go up to base camp, have I think it's an hour or so at base camp, and then back down to Gorak Shep or lower. But my trek, actually, we are sleeping at base camp for one night, so I think we spend a night at Gorak Shep, leave a little bit later once most of the crowds have gone, and then go to base camp, set up there, sleep. I don't know if I'll be doing much sleeping, but yeah, sleeping there. So the requirement is to take a sleeping pad, obviously sleeping bag, and everything else. So I am going to be taking this is my sleeping bag here. It's in its storage sack. So if you're going to store your down sleeping bags, don't store them compressed, let them be free, which is exactly what I'm doing here. So this one is the Columbus. It's a female sleeping bag, and it's duck down 650 filled tower, again from Kathmandu, and the comfort range is -3, transition is -9 degrees, and it weighs just over a kilo. So whilst it isn't the most warmest bag on the planet, it is pretty much more designed for what I use it for every single trip if I'm going to go cold. So I didn't see the need in buying a specific bag for this trip, so I've decided to use that. And I am also going to be taking the reactor liner with me, which apparently will add about 10 degrees warmth. So obviously I'll be using that predominantly for the tea houses to sleep in, and then using it in conjunction with this and obviously all my thermals as well. So hopefully it'll be nice and toasty. So that's my actual sleeping bag setup. I am taking 2 inflatable pillows. I've tried one and I can't sleep. I always wake up with a sore neck on one. So I actually take 2, but don't inflate them 100%, probably 80% each. And it gives that sort of softness to it. And then I put them both inside a normal pillowcase, and that actually provides me with the amount of support that my neck needs for sleeping at camp. So I've actually tried and tested that a few times and it has worked perfectly for me. So I'm going to go with that setup again. My sleeping pad is a rated level R5 and I got this one from Flex Tail. So I'm going to give that a go. It's the Mummy Zero mattress. It's quite lightweight. I actually haven't tried this one yet because it's not been cold in Australia at all, and I haven't been away anywhere cold recently. So I'm going to take a bit of a gamble on this one, but I'm hoping it's going to do well. And the tents themselves, hopefully will have a little bit more, a little bit of insulation, but I'm thinking with everything that I've got, I should be okay. And because it's going to be hard to blow the mattress up, I bought the Flex Tail, I can't remember what it's called, but it pumps the mattress up and it's USB rechargeable. So I'll use that at base camp and it'll save me the precious oxygen that I'm lacking. And if that fails, I actually have this dry sack, stuff sack which came with Alton, which came with my other sleeping pad and down quilt that I have from them. And it actually has a blow up section in it as well. So if push comes to shove and that for whatever reason isn't working because it's too cold, then I've got that to blow my mattress up, and that takes 2 minutes and doesn't mean I blow into the mattress and create that condensation which can affect it. Plus it's going to act as a dry sack for my sleeping bag as well, so that's a multi-purpose item that's going to come with me. So that's my sleep system for the night at base camp. And yeah, unfortunately, as I say, I haven't been able to actually test it in the cold because it's been summer over here in my training, and I think the average day in Perth was about 38 degrees for a few months, Celsius that is. So yeah, so it's gonna have to hopefully do, unfortunately. So but yeah, so that's my sleep system, probably the biggest change to the packing that I've had to consider, and I did a fair bit of research into it as well, so I'm hoping that that's going to work out for me. All right, and clothing. So every single day, these boots are probably the best boots I've ever owned. So I had to go up 1.5 sizes for my usual because I have to have orthotics, which I discovered last year that I have plantar fasciitis. So ever since I put the orthotics in, I did have to upgrade my boots that I had last year, but thankfully I managed to find the same boots that were still in stock. They're about 2 years old, and they've been, I think, discontinued this style. It's the Olympus 5s, I think they've got the Olympus 6s out now, but these ones were so comfortable on, where did I take my other ones before I had to buy new ones? I think around Dwelling Up. And they were so comfortable for the trip. So they give me ankle support, but I sold my other ones, which were half a size smaller, because my orthotics made them not fit anymore. So I had to buy new ones. So I've been breaking these in for a little bit and I cannot fault them. They're very comfortable. And as I said, I had to go up 1.5 sizes for the thicker socks with the liners and for the orthotics as well. So that's a little tip. If you are looking for boots, go into the store with your liners, with your socks and with any insoles, and be prepared to buy bigger than what you would normally, because yeah, my toes didn't fit, like they were banging up the front of them. So yeah, so that's those. I'm taking 2 pairs of pants with me, so I'll obviously be wearing one the entire time, and then I've got my backups. These are slightly thinner, These are from MacPack, and they're slightly thinner material, but they're still sort of water resistant, so they're for the lower elevations. And then I have these ones, which are from Zerali, and they're more designed for colder. So I have used these in a cold temperature last year, and they kept me toasty, so therefore higher up. And I'll be wearing these pants and this fleece at the lower levels and all the way up. And then I have a spare fleece that I'm going to take with me. This is again from Zerali. I've tested this out as well when it was a bit cooler and I was very warm in it. Same with this one as well. They both keep me warm. They're both very lightweight, so I'm going to be taking that one. I'm going to use this one predominantly for the tea houses underneath my thicker jumper, just for a bit of warmth or extra warmth, and because I really don't want to run the risk of being cold at any point. So I'm taking probably more than I need. I've got a icebreaker, and I also got this at the same time that I got my day pack. So this is from 2006, and I worked at an outdoor store as a teenager, and they came in and we were test team. So I have had that for, nearly 20 years, and it still fits, which I'm more surprised at. So this is the Icebreaker Body Fit 260, 100% pure merino. Again, has been everywhere around the world with me. Love it. Hope to always be able to fit it because I love that thing. Yeah, so I've got, what else have I got? Probably overpacking on t-shirts, but I'm one of these people that doesn't like to feel icky. So I've got 2 MacPack merino t-shirts that are just short sleeved. I've used them before. They're actually far too hot for even winter hiking in Western Australia, so I have a feeling they're going to be more than fine for base camp. And I have these, which are slightly thicker, the Vaporlux FLX. I'm assuming that's flex. These are actually men's, and they are from LSKD. I've got so much gym gear by them, it's ridiculous. Probably should be sponsored by now, but anyway. And they're slightly thicker, so they're going to be good for the lower elevations. So I've got 2 of them. Again, probably one too many of each, but I don't want to be icky. I like to feel like I've got clean clothes on. And I've got a couple of long sleeve ones as well. I actually got these from Aldi in the winter sale that they had either last year or the year before. And yeah, they're really good for part of the layering process. So I've got a couple of those, and they can go as a either base for higher up or a mid layer for lower down. So yep. And I've got these leggings. These are the thermal leggings by LSKD, and they're actually, probably not be able to see them, but they've got like a lining in the middle of them, and they are going to go underneath these at a higher elevation. So they're going to act as my thermals, but for hiking if it is really, really cold. So I've got a backup plan there. This is my tea house jumper, so that's going to go pretty much, I'm going to live in it for 2 weeks when we finish hiking each day, and that's really thick, really warm as well. So again, from the company Zerali, they make some good clothing actually. What have we got? I've got the down jacket, which is from Kathmandu. This is really toasty. This kept me very, very toasty and dwelling up when it was freezing cold, which is actually going to live in my day pack. That's going to be part of it. And the great thing about these stuff is it's pack and go, so you can fold it into itself, and it folds down to no bigger than that, which is actually smaller than that. So it's good for being able to fit into small packs. So what else have I got? I got a scarf. This one had been to New Zealand and kept me warm when I was skiing in New Zealand, so I know it's tried and tested. What else? I've got a warm beanie for higher up. West Coast Eagles aren't doing well at the moment, but I'll still rep them. So, and that's got the fleece lining. Has kept me warm at the MCG in Melbourne at night and at Marvel. So I know that that's going to work too. And just a regular beanie for during the day for hiking. So it'll keep me a bit toasty. Taking, I won't show them, but taking 2 sports bras. Again, those are a bit easier to only have a couple of, because you wear one and then you can mix and match them around, because they don't get, at that elevation, they don't get horrendously sweaty. So I'm only taking 2 of those, and they're like the material that dries relatively quick, just normal fitness bras. So yeah, I won't show them. I've got 2 buffs that I'm taking. So I'm taking my bib one for a bit lower down, and I've got a merino MacPack one. So I'll probably end up buying another one actually on the way up for sentimentality, and probably because these will get manky really quickly. So I'll probably end up coming back with 3, probably 4. Gloves. Now I've got some sun gloves. They're lightweight, so if I don't wear them, I don't bother. But they are designed to keep you, I've used them on the Cape to Cape to stop the sunburn on the back of your hands when you've got long sleeves on. So I'll take those just as a bit of a sun protector. And if I don't wear them, I don't wear them, then so la vie. I've got glove liners. These are merino glove liners from, I think they're from MacPack, yes they are. So they will go either just normal if it's too warm, or they will go underneath my fleece ones for the cooler mornings probably. And then when I'm really high up, if it's really cold or wet, I've got these, which I don't know how good they are. They were from Aldi, so, but I don't use them. I actually haven't used them yet because I haven't had the need to. Did have my skiing ones, but they are in storage, so I wasn't going to pay $800 to unlock that container down in Perth. So I bought some cheap ones from Aldi, and hopefully they work, and if they don't, then I will donate them somewhere if they don't work for me. So that's pretty much, oh yes, down booties. So MacPack, these are for the tea house. So they've got somewhat, I won't take them out, but they've got a bit of a sturdy base, so they're not just soft underneath, so that at least that'll provide a little bit of protection from the floors and the tea house bathrooms, which can be hit and miss. I'm a bit skeptical about those, so I'm a little bit worried how they're going to go. So I've got those, but I've also got some sandals as well, which are waiting for me to collect at the post office at the moment, which I can strap over those if absolutely necessary, but they're going to come with me anyway. I don't have those on hand. So yeah, what else? Underwear. I'm taking 5 pairs of socks, and I'm also taking 5 liner socks as well, because I am and have been quite prone to blisters, particularly on my big toe, and I really don't want to have that problem, so I'm going to minimize that as much as possible. So I'm taking liners and wool socks as well. I also have a really thick pair of wool socks for sleeping in, which is in my sleeping attire. So I've got lightweight long sleeve for the base, which is like going to be right next to my skin. These are, I don't even know where I got these from. I think my mum gave them to me about 10 years ago, and she got them in Scotland, so no idea, but they appeared and they've worked well. For the tea house as well, I've got Patagonia fleece, which actually they are, I think I got them a lot bigger than I needed to, so that I could put them over my thermals. So fleece pants, icebreaker thermal leggings. These are the, what were they, 260 merino as well, so it's same as my test team ones, so I know they're going to be nice and warm. And I also have some merino trackies as well, which is a bit of a backup, because I just want to make sure that I can layer as much as possible, so if need be I can have 3 layers. So I can have my thermals, my merino trackies that I got from Aldi, and then on top of that my fleece leggings, so my legs won't get cold. And that's probably at base camp, that sleeping night, that's probably what I'll do. I'll wear all three. I have 2 long sleeve merino sleeping shirts which will go over those, and then I'll probably sleep in my down jacket or my big thick jumper as well if push comes to shove. And then I've got real big thick socks as well, so they'll go. Yeah, I know they're going to keep me warm, so I've got a thin pair of liner socks if need be as well. So that's pretty much it for clothing. So yeah, I probably overpacked, but the last thing I want to be is cold. So I'm prone to being hot and cold. If you know, you know. So I just want to pack to cater for everything really. So yeah. Alrighty, next is water. So mixed opinions on water bladders. For me personally, I can't live without them. I just think they're so super convenient. So I've got the Osprey, which is designed to go in the Osprey backpacks. This is, yeah, I upgraded to this one I think about 12 months ago from just a standard one, but it's got a big opening up the top there, and it actually has an option to buy a little protector for the mouthpiece, so that will protect it from all the gunk and the nastiness if I put my pack down. So that's a 2 litre one, so at least I know I've definitely got 2 litres of water on hand. I'm also packing the life straw because I believe there are sort of water sources that you can top up along the way. So if I'm really thirsty, this one is a 600ml, so I can fill this up and just sup it straight away. It's already got the filter built into it. This was quite expensive actually, but I think it's going to be worth it. So that's already 2.5 litres of water there. I've got the Nalgene 1 litre. This is pretty much for the tea houses to fill up with hot water so that I can shove it in my sleeping bag, which is an age-old trick really. So yeah, so that's for that. And then that's also going to be complemented by the the collapsible cup that I've got specifically for electrolytes, so I can filter water into that straight away. So it'll either come from that, come from these, which is just these ones here. I think you mix it up, which I will do in Kathmandu, mix it up, and then this one is good for, I don't know how many actually, I think it's good for about 250 litres. I don't know, I did read it, but so you mix it up and then you just drop it in, 1 drop for every litre I think it is. And then as a backup, I have my trusty soy squeeze, so that one carries a litre, and I can just squeeze it straight from that into my water bladder. So that's my backup. I'll keep that in my sleeping bag to stop it from freezing and getting damaged, but I don't want to run the risk of getting any form of water issues or a sickness from dirty water, so I'm taking many forms of backup just in case something fails. So that's the water scenario sorted. So all in all, I have ready access to 3.5 litres of water that I can carry in my pack, and my tour group has recommended at least 4 to 5 litres of water per day, so I know I'm going to be good. Don't know how much I'm going to spend on the toilet, but you know, hey ho, it is what it is. So little luxuries, pretty much most of this is luxuries, let's be fair, but I have a little journal here that's got so they're from I can't remember the company name now actually, I had it just before, Creator's Friend. So they're an Australian based company and they sell little binders for it, so I've got 3 of them there specifically for hiking. So hopefully try and document some of the highs and lows that isn't videoed or taken a photo of. Take a couple of handwritten notes and just document the day, which will be pretty cool. So I'm going to carry this. This is just a crossbody bag, and it's from Cotopaxi. I actually got this in Paddy Pellin in Perth not that long ago, and this is specifically for my passport, my insurance documents and my cash. This is going to live on me for the entire duration, and will be what, yeah, I will sleep with it, I will take it to the bathroom, it'll be on me during the day, so that I know that my passport is going to be safe. So it's not 100%, I think it's like splash proof, it's not waterproof, but my passport and the cash are going to be in Ziploc bags. So, and that's going to live in there so that I know that it's safe. And this will come with me on future trips as well, international. When I plan to hopefully do the Camino, that'll be coming with me as well. Okay, on to the fun stuff, toiletries. Wet wipes. These were from Coles, $2 for 80 of them. I think I'm going to be right. And then I got some face ones as well, just for having a quick, I think there is access to, I think some of the tea houses give you face cloths that are like steaming, like hot, so you can clean up before dinner every day, but I'm going to carry those just in case. And then I've got some feminine ones as well, so they're going to come with, and they'll also complement the face one that I carry in my day pack all the time. I'm taking these, I found these, I don't even know when I got these, but I'm taking those for just in case, keep my toes warm, and then a couple of hand warmers as well. I'm hoping not to use those, but it's going to be good just in case. Got three, I've got already one in my bag, but 3 things of tissues, buy more over there if I need be. Toilet paper, we'll get more. A couple of towels, so these are the Sea to Summit. This one is the big one, so this one is 50 by 100 centimeters, so the medium, the airlight towel. There are showers at a couple of the tea houses which I will be participating in, even if it is cold, because I need to feel clean. And then I've just got the little pocket towel as well, which is for just as a backup, just in case. But it's slightly smaller, so don't have to worry about that. Cedar Summit's washing line, so hang my socks, and the person that I'm sharing the room with on the trek, who I actually don't know yet, will meet them when I arrive. They can use that as well to hang up some stuff if they've not got one. So it's long enough we can hang it over both of the beds in the rooms, and yeah, just airs it out overnight. And yeah, what else? So backup strapping tape. This stuff's actually, it's a pet bandage, but it sticks to itself. So, and it's stuck to itself so well that I can't even find the end. I think that's it there. Where are we? Yeah, there we go. So it actually completely sticks to itself if you wrap it around. A little bit of support. Lightweight enough that it's not going to be too much of an issue. Fix-em-all and elastic bandage, so you can strap toes up before they get blisters if need be. Hopefully won't use them, but anyway. Wilderness wash, that's for everything, so I'll probably use that in the showers as a bit of shower gel. Obviously Glen 20 on the go. I've got some rubbing alcohol just in case there's any cuts or anything like that that need to be cleaned, so that's just a simple spray one there, but it's the smallest one I could find. Another absorber patch, because you can never have too many of them. Vaseline, I've got 3 or 4 of the mini ones, like the itty bitty little ones, and then this one's a good backup size. So and I am going to be participating in the Carry Me Back scheme, which is I'll put a little link to the website there, but it's a crowdfunded initiative where you can, from I think it's Namche Bazaar, you can pick up a kilo dry bag of rubbish and take it back down the hill to Lukla, and you strap it to your packing. On the way back down you carry it. So I'm going to be participating in that. It's a passion of mine and something that's very important. And I'm also taking a couple of these and I'm going to pack out as much of my rubbish that I generate. I think probably the only exception will be toilet paper for you know, those events, but everything else I intend on packing out. So that includes rubbish from the little protein bars, the frozen fruit that I've got, the freeze-dried fruit, and just rubbish that I generate along the way. I'm packing it. My plan is to pack out as much of that as possible. So I'm taking these, and then I will make sure that my rubbish is disposed of as best as possible. So depending on what's in it, I might even bring it back and put it in my own bins over here, depending on how bad it is. So that's that. It's a very important topic. What have we got in here? Sunscreen, so SPF 50, more lip balm, got a little thing of dry shampoo. I've got long thick hair, so no doubt that will get all matted by the end of it. What else? I've got some anti-chafe stuff, some floss, some hand. These are good for like hand washing, so just underneath the sink you just put a leaf in there and just wash your hands. Really good, lightweight. There's 50 in there. I think there's probably 45 left from my last trip. A little pocket mirror. It's as close to mouthwash as I'm going to get, so those are going to come in handy. Nice and lightweight. Got a heap of hair lackeys, sunglass holder things, all of that. This I actually got from one of the little artisan markets in downhill, so it's made out of, it's got like microfiber cloth and it rolls up within itself. So that's going to have, I've got a little deodorant there that you just put a little, probably fingernail size on and just rub underneath. Actually works quite well. So that'll be something. Earplugs. So these are from Loop. And yeah, I've got those as a, and I also have another set as well that I'm going to have as a backup just in case, because the tea houses can get quite noisy. You can hear everything. So nail clipper, toothbrush, nail file, little I don't know, they're called pixters, and just a little thing for floss as well. So I've got backup floss. I've got scissors for cutting loose threads or anything like that, as well as cutting this sort of stuff. Hairbrush and a comb, that will live in my day pack because my hair gets really matted really quickly, and some backup safety pins and all of that as well. So that's my toiletry bag, and that's pretty much everything. So most of this will live in my duffel, and some of it will come in my day pack. So, and then I've just got some of these that I'm going to decant, some of my moisturisers and bits and pieces into, so that I can, yeah, not come back looking like something out of the desert. So I've got a couple of extra dry bags. Again, the Cedar Summits, that's an 8 litre one, and this is what's this one, 13 litre one. So normally that's my food bag that I take when I go trekking or multi-day stuff, and that's my clothing bag normally. Obviously not going to be the case this time, but all my clothes will live in these inside the duffel bag, because just in case, the last thing you want, they're not going to be able to dry very quickly up there, so the last thing you want is to be getting into potentially damp clothing. So that's pretty much everything that I'm going to be taking. So I'm going to do a last minute weigh of it, and hopefully it's still 15 kilos. So that's 10 kilos for the duffel and 5 for the bag, and you're allowed to shuffle things into the duffel bag for the trip up, but obviously the porters are carrying 2 of these, so you don't want to be overloading it, because those guys work for their dollars, and it's not fair to load them up with unnecessary stuff. So hopefully everything here is deemed necessary for me. And yeah, that'll be that. Alrighty, so that is everything that I'm going to be taking with me to base camp. So I'm actually going to do a what didn't I use video on my return. So I will probably either upload that separately or tack it onto the end of this one, depending on how I feel. But I have a feeling I've done as much as possible that I can do to narrow down what I'm going to use. I think the only thing I've overpacked on is probably t-shirts. So yeah, so that'll be that. So hopefully this video has helped you as well. It's an up-to-date 2025 video, and it is specifically for sleeping at base camp as well. So if you are taking that option, yeah, make sure that you do a bit of research for your warm weather gear, and make sure that you've got a good sleeping pad, because you do sleep in tents at base camp and not in a tea house. So yeah, anyway, hope this video helps, and catch you on the next one.